Coco Gauff hopes to pull off a Novak Djokovic, Aryna Sabalenka with latest move. Coco Gauff is hoping to pull off a Novak Djokovic and Aryna Sabalenka as the American reveals she thought about those two stars when agreeing to give a shot to changing her serve. For more than 2 years, Gauff faced calls to bring in a biomechanics coach and make certain tweaks to her technique and service motion. And after mightily struggling with her serve for 3 months following her French Open victory, the world number 3 parted ways with coach Matt Daly and hired biomechanics expert Gavin McMillan. 2 months since adding McMillan to her team, Gauff's serve is already looking better. However, it is still far from perfect since she is basically learning on the go since the 2025 season is still ongoing. Before he became a part of Gauff's team, McMillan introduced himself to the tennis world big time in 2022 when he famously fixed Aryna Sabalenka's major serving issues. The Belarusian has since won 4 Grand Slams and reached the world number 1 ranking. Gauff, Djokovic, Sabalenka had similar issues? I've drawn on those experiences. I was looking at Novak and he's someone who didn't have as great of a serve in the beginning of his career, obviously different issue than me, but he just wasn't serving as strong. And he made that change and has gone on to obviously be Novak Djokovic. And even at that time he was still like a successful player. So yeah, I've drawn on those experiences. And obviously Aryna and Venus and those who've done those changes, the 21-year-old told The National. Gauff also highlighted that she is aware that her serve can't be magically fixed overnight. However, the 2-time Grand Slam champion believes in the process and looks at the bigger picture. Meanwhile, Gauff got a bit of rest last week after winning Wuhan. Now, the American is preparing for the WTA Finals, where she will try to make it back-to-back wins at the season-ending tournament. At just 21 years old, Coco Gauff has already accomplished what most players only dream of: a Grand Slam title, a WTA Finals trophy, and a place among the sport's elite. Yet, as the new season approaches, the American star is making a bold move, one that echoes the paths of 2 of the most dominant players in modern tennis, Novak Djokovic and Aryna Sabalenka. Her latest decision isn't about changing coaches or overhauling her technique. It's about transformation, both mental and physical, in pursuit of consistency and longevity. Much like Djokovic reinvented his body and mindset to rule men's tennis, and Sabalenka reshaped her game to become a multiple-time Grand Slam champion, Gauff seems intent on following a similar blueprint for greatness. Learning from the masters of reinvention. Coco Gauff's journey to the top has been nothing short of spectacular. From her stunning Wimbledon debut at 15 to her crowning moment at the 2023 US Open, she has captured hearts worldwide with her fearless play and maturity beyond her years. But even with all her success, Gauff knows she's still a work in progress. In recent interviews, she's hinted at taking inspiration from how Djokovic and Sabalenka have both rebuilt themselves mid-career. Djokovic's transformation, from a talented yet injury-prone player to an endurance machine, came when he restructured his training, diet, and mindset. His famous gluten-free diet, breathing routines, and mental focus routines turned him into an icon of athletic precision. Similarly, Aryna Sabalenka reinvented her career after years of being labeled inconsistent. Her biggest breakthrough came when she learned to channel her raw power through composure and clarity, working closely with her team on emotional control and biomechanics. The result? 2 Grand Slam titles and a newfound steadiness under pressure. Now, Gauff's team appears to be taking a page out of that same playbook. A new approach to physical and mental peak. Since her triumph at the US Open, Gauff has been open about wanting to improve her serve, the one aspect of her game that still draws criticism. She's been working closely with her coaches on fine-tuning her motion and improving efficiency, but that's just part of the story. Behind the scenes, reports suggest that Gauff has shifted her training focus toward endurance and flexibility, a hallmark of Djokovic's longevity. Her fitness regimen reportedly now includes more yoga, mobility training, and breathing exercises to improve focus during long rallies and tiebreaks. Novak's control of his body and emotions is something every player can learn from, Gauff once said. It's not just about hitting the ball, it's about how your mind and body respond in key moments. This alignment of body and mind, a balance that Djokovic has mastered and Sabalenka continues to refine, may be Gauff's next key to dominance. Rebuilding her serve, rebuilding her story. If there's one shot that could define the next chapter of Gauff's career, it's her serve. It has been both her weapon and her weakness. While her athleticism and backhand are world-class, critics often highlight her serve inconsistencies, especially under pressure. But here's where the Djokovic-Sabalenka inspiration shines through. Both players once faced similar narratives. Djokovic with his stamina and emotional volatility, Sabalenka with her double faults and mental blocks. They both turned those supposed flaws into strengths. Gauff's latest tweaks include a slightly altered toss, smoother rhythm, and better timing between her legs and upper body rotation. Small adjustments that could yield massive results. Her team's confidence suggests this isn't just about mechanics but about rewriting her mental relationship with the serve itself. She seems to be channeling Sabalenka's "embrace the chaos" philosophy, turning nervous energy into power. When asked recently about handling criticism over her serve, Gauff smiled and said, "Everyone has something to say. I just focus on making it better every day." That calm confidence mirrors the resilience that powered Sabalenka through her 2022 struggles, and eventually to Grand Slam glory. The mental game, Gauff's greatest weapon yet. Beyond physical adjustments, Gauff's biggest transformation may come from the neck up. Djokovic's greatest strength isn't just his athleticism, it's his mental mastery. He thrives in adversity, often turning booze into fuel. Gauff too is beginning to show that steeliness. Her run to the US Open title was a masterclass in composure. She defeated some of the toughest competitors on tour while facing immense expectations from fans and media. Recently, she's been seen working with sports psychologists, meditation experts, and even exploring visualization techniques. This mirrors Djokovic's famous mind-body synchronization method, the idea that focus, breathing, and positive energy create flow on the court. "I've learned that pressure is not something to escape, it's something to use," Gauff said in a recent press conference. That philosophy could very well define her rise from star to legend. The blueprint of champions. What makes Djokovic and Sabalenka's transformation so compelling is how they embraced reinvention. Djokovic wasn't afraid to question everything, from his diet to his training, and Sabalenka wasn't afraid to admit vulnerability. Gauff, in her own way, is doing the same. Despite her early success, she's showing the maturity to evolve rather than rest on laurels. She knows that dominance isn't built on talent alone, it's built on adaptation.